Like, how do you view world events today in a Christian lens of apocalypse? Hello?
For the stager.
Now, just keep in mind he is a troll, but he's trying right now, so maybe you can do.
Barring double fulfillments, I'm just waiting for the great white throne judgment of Revelation 20.
Andrew, with you guys, I want to hear you guys conversing with Mason's an atheist. Really like listening.
No, I'm an agnostic.
Oh, you're agnostic. Okay, that's.
I haven't been an atheist for like years. I don't know if it's years. It might be years by now.
Oh, wow. Mason, I actually watched your channel on your interview with Kitover. I really enjoyed it. Keep it up, bro.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you say you were an atheist for years?
Can you repeat that question?
Did you say you've been an atheist for years?
No. I said I haven't. So I said I have not been an atheist for years. So like, I used to be more active on this platform, but it kind of like declined in activity recently. But there's a time where I was on this platform and I was an atheist, but then.
I'm sorry, but White, you're going to have to correct yourself. The activities never stop. Andrew's here every day, 24 hours a day, feeding his flock.
But that's compatible.
Feed his flock.
That's compatible with the activity having declined. That's not showing what I said.
He's not the brightest, White. It's all good. I do want to, your whole, the view that you went from atheism, didn't you had some metaphysical commitment that Sully always tried to point out with you and whatnot. Have you modified your view on that? I'm just wondering, has that changed, or are you still?
Oh, you mean what was it, like existence requiring like a location?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I guess I don't really believe that anymore. Although I think that is extremely intuitive. I guess the reason I don't believe that anymore is because I don't think there is sort of higher order uncertainty. There's just like too many people who don't believe that, and it's hard to feel justified in believing something on the basis of what you might call like conceptual reasoning or intuition when there's too many people that aren't sympathetic towards that view. But also, I tend to reject physicalism, and so then that raises the likelihood that non-spatial souls are metaphysically possible.
Well, what did it? What made you? What pushed you over?
I'm moved by just the traditional epistemic arguments against physicalism. So, like, zombie arguments, Mary room, Phylor.
Okay, we're going to show along. We made it.
So that the thumbs meet in a line over the brow palmar side, facing fingers meet above head, forming between thumbs and fingers, the ascending triangle. Fire. Fire. The goddess thou, Ashneth. Frontal head and body like numbered 3 arms are angled, so that the thumbs meet in a line over the brow palmar side, facing fingers meet above head, forming between thumbs and fingers, The goddess Aramoth. Same body and foot position as number 2, but head erect. Arms are brought down over the chest, so that the thumbs touch above the heart and the backs of the hands are to the front. The fingers meet below the heart, forming between thumbs and fingers the descending triangle of water. Same body and foot position as number 2, but head erect. Arms are brought down over the chest, so that the thumbs touch above the heart, and the backs of the hands are to the front. The fingers meet below the heart, forming between thumbs and fingers the descending triangle of water. They got shoes supporting the sky, frontal heels together and slightly angled apart to the front, head down, arms angled up on either side of head about, head 1-5 from head to wrist and crooked as if supporting a ceiling, just at head height with the fingertips, the palms face upward, and the backs of the hands away from the head. Thumbs close the side of palms, fingers straight and together.
The toilet magazine.
From head to wrist, crooked as it's supporting the ceiling, just at head height with the fingertips. The palms face upward and for God's sake, fighting. The God said fighting. The God said fighting. The God said fighting. Frontal figure hard, she foot pointed to the floor and angled slightly outward with weight on ball of foot. LF heel touching arch, heel and foot pointed left arms form a diagonal with body right above head and in line with the waist at waist height. Hands palmer and open with fingers outstretched and together. Head erect. Earth, the God set fighting. Frontal figure arty, foot pointed to the floor and angled slightly outward with weight on ball of foot. Elf heel touching arty, heel and foot pointed left arms form a diagonal with body right above head and in line with left at waist height. Hands palmer and open with fingers outstretched and together. Head erect. Into my loneliness comes the sound of a flute in dim groves that haunt the uttermost hills. Even from the brave river they reach to the edge of the wilderness, and I behold Pan. The snows are eternal above, and the perfume smokes upward into the nostrils of the stars. But what have I to do with these? To me only the distant flute, the abiding vision of Pan. On all sides Pan, to the eye, to the ear. The perfume of Pan pervading, the taste of him utterly filling my mouth, so that the tongue breaks forth into a weird and monstrous speech. The embrace of him intense on every center of pain and pleasure. The sixth interior sense aflame with the inmost self of him. Myself, flung down the precipice of being. Even through the abyss. Into my loneliness comes the sound of a flute in dim groves that haunt the uttermost hills. Even from the brave river they reach to the edge of the wilderness. And I behold Pan. The snows are eternal above. Above. And their perfume smokes upward into the nostrils of the stars. But what have I to do with these? To me, only the distant flute, the abiding vision of Pan. On all sides, Pan to the eye, to the ear, the perfume of Pan pervading, the taste of him utterly filling my mouth, so that the tongue breaks forth into a weird and monstrous speech. The embrace of him intense on every center of pain and pleasure, the sixth interior sense of flame, with the inmost self of him, myself flung down the precipice of being, even to the abyss, annihilation, and then to loneliness, as so all. Pan, Pan, oh,
快到冇時間喊停，思緒實滿晒頭入面開會中，心跳加速到上要爆先金，喺鏡入面問句你仲撐得幾兩？吸一口又閉入去到心，數三聲等渾身開到燈，怕乜中氧氣沖洗內心，苦痛吸入痛出學放養。深呼吸再一次，吸到胸口都發熱，慢慢風連埋傷口都變輕，跟住我1、2、3，每次呼氣都找陰影，深呼吸，我哋一齊揾共鳴。亦都震到我，信息一封封像吹咗嘅浪，但我決定暫停，不走條線，留俾知己了，變返做本來樣。一口氣入去到心蘇，心聲要走入慢慢沉悲，問人將水入海深呼吸，在節奏裏再出聲。 次吸到空口到發現慢慢放，連埋傷口都變輕，跟住我1、2、3，每次呼氣就陰影，深呼吸，我哋一齊揾回共鳴，一口氣捉實你，而口氣放低醉，3口氣連埋作嘅一齊吹走佢。你唔需要完美，只需要肯承認愛，然後吸入勇氣，再放開眼尾。深呼吸再一次，吸到空口都發現慢慢放，連埋傷口都變輕，跟住我1、2、3，每次呼氣找陰影，深呼吸，聽下心中嗰種共鳴。快到冇時間喊停，思緒塞滿晒頭，亦面海會中，心跳加速到想要爆線咁，喺鏡入面問對你仲撐得幾耐？吸一口又避入去到心，數3聲等雲散開到燈，哈乜通氧氣沖洗內心，呼同吸入同出可放任。深呼吸再一次吸到空口都發熱，慢慢風連埋傷口都變氣，跟住我1、2、3，每次呼氣一走陰影，深呼吸我被人再挽回共鳴。手機震到台，亦都震到我，信息一封封像吹出嘅浪，但我決定暫停，快走條線路，俾自己幾秒變翻隻本來樣。吸一口又避入去到心，數3聲無雜音慢慢沉，閉埋眼像潛水入海深，呼同吸在節奏裏再出心聲。
Coffee still on the counter. News still running its mouth. Phone lit up like a siren. All of it pulling me out. So I take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds. Count it out slow. Count it out slow. Let the rush drain away on that small quiet record of in and out. I feel control when I take the deepest breath of the day and hold, then let it go. Traffic stuck in my ribcage. Thoughts jammed up in a queue. Heartbeat tapping the ceiling like it's got somewhere to move. So I take
deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds. Count it out slow. Count it out slow. Let the noise slip away like a tiny regression. Out, then back. I find my shore when I take the deepest breath of the day and hold. Then let it go. Maybe peace is this simple. Just stare in a little room. A quiet
The third temple was believing the white Jews are God's chosen and they have a different. That's just as bad as hope. There's a one world government that's absolutely going to happen. It's going to be led by the Zionists, blah, blah, blah. That's all fucking nonsense in the sense that, oh, we can't take.
I just take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds. You can breathe too. You can breathe too. Let your shoulders fall away. Make a tiny confession. You're still here. You made it through. So take the deepest breath of the day and hold. Let it go. Coffee still on the counter, you're still running its mouth. Phone lit up like a siren, all of it pulling me out. So I take the deepest breath of the day, hold for 10 seconds, count it out slow, count it out slow. Let the rush drain away on that small quiet record in and out. I feel control when I take the deepest breath of the day and hold. Then let it go. Traffic stuck in my ribcage, thoughts jammed up in a queue. Heartbeat tapping the ceiling like it's got somewhere to move. So I take the deepest breath of the day, hold for 10 seconds, count it out slow, count it out slow. Let the noise slip away like a tide in regression. Out then back I find my shore when I take the deepest breath of the day and hold. Then let it go. Maybe peace is this simple, just air in a little room, a quiet day to be gentle in a world that's always soon. 20, I ask you to sacrifice. Nothing.
If so be that he enjoy it, then I am come against sorrow, against weariness, against them that seek to enslave you. 11, I pour you lustral wine, that giveth you delight both at the sunset and the dawn. 12, come with me, and I will give you all that is desirable upon the earth. 13, because I give you that of which earth and its joys are but as shadow. 14, they flee away, but my joy abideth even unto the end. 15, I have hidden myself beneath a mask. I am a black and terrible God. 16, with courage conquering fear shall ye approach me. Ye shall lay down your heads upon mine altar, expecting the sweep of the sword. But the first kiss of love shall be radiant on your lips, and all my darkness and terror shall turn.
The more obstacles the will surmounts, the stronger it is. It is for this reason that Christ glorified poverty and sorrow. When the will is vowed to the absurd, it is reproved by eternal reason. The will of the just man is the will of God himself and the law of nature. It is by the will that the intelligence sees. If the will is... I like to stop there. My intelligence does the universe see. Well, to possess always is to abdicate life and accept the eternity of death. The more obstacles the will surmounts, the stronger it is. It is for this reason that Christ glorified poverty and sorrow. When the will is vowed to the absurd, it is reproved by eternal reason. The will of the just man is the will of God himself and the law of nature. It is by the will that the intelligence sees. If the will is... I like to stop there.
In terms of, like, the oil has to be like,
And they're paying for...
And to light and joy. 18, only those who fear shall fail, those who have bent their backs to the yoke of slavery, until they can no longer stand upright, them will I despise. 19, but you who have defied the law, you who have conquered by subtlety or force, you will I take unto me,
take you unto me. 20. I ask you to sacrifice nothing at mine altar. I am the God who giveth all. In the name of the Lord of Initiation, Amen. One I fly and I alight as an hawk, of mother of emerald are my mighty sweeping wings. 2. I swoop down upon the black earth, and it gladdens into green at my coming. 3 children of earth, rejoice! Rejoice exceedingly, for your salvation is at hand. The end of sorrow is come. I will ravish you away into mine unutterable joy. I will kiss you and bring you to the bridal. I will spread a feast before you in the house of happiness. 6. I am not come to rebuke you or to enslave you. 7. I bid you not turn from your voluptuous ways, from your idleness, from your follies. But I bring you joy to your pleasure, peace to your languor, wisdom to your folly. 9. All that ye do is right, if so be that ye enjoy it. 10. I am come against sorrow, against weariness, against them that seek to enslave you. In the name of the Lord of Initiation, Amen. 1. I fly and I light as an hawk, of mother of emerald are my mighty sweeping wings. 2. I swoop down upon the black earth, and it gladdens into green at my coming. 3 children of earth, rejoice! Rejoice exceedingly, for your salvation is at hand. The end of sorrow is come. I will ravish you away into mine unutterable joy. I will kiss you and bring.
That's a real problem. We are seeing the ways in which information travels, the way in which attention is monetized, the way in which people relate to one another, the fracturing of society, the erosion of social capital. We are seeing it rock the core of how we organize ourselves as a society. And America, I'm sorry to say, is way behind in grappling with this as a real, serious problem because our Congress has kind of given up on solving problems. Our politics are so small, so unambitious. We see this fundamental problem in the middle of our society and they kind of say, well, hopefully someone else does something about it. In the middle of our
society and they kind of say, well, hopefully someone else does something about it. That is an opportunity to do good, and it's also an opportunity
to the bridal, I will spread a feast before you in the halls of happiness. I am not come to rebuke you or to enslave you. I bid you not turn from your voluptuous ways, from your idleness, from your follies, but I bring you joy to your pleasure, peace to your languor, wisdom to your all that is right, if so be that enjoy it, although the is right, if so be that enjoy it. 10. When come against sorrow, against weariness, against them that seek to enslave you. Be thou therefore connected as a self, but avoid frivolity and caprice. Be irritated and strong like the salamanders, but avoid irritability and ferocity. Be flexible and attentive to images like the autumn beams, but avoid idleness and changeability. Be laborious and patient like the nose, but avoid grossness and 20. So shalt thou gradually develop the powers of thy soul, and fit thyself to command the spirits of the elements. For wert thou to summon the gnomes to pander to thine avarice, thou wouldst no longer command them, they would command thee. Wouldst thou abuse the pure beings of the woods and mountains to fill thy coffers and satisfy thy hunger of gold? Wouldst thou debase the spirits of loving violence, wrath and hatred? Wouldst thou violate the purity of the souls of the waters, to pander to thy mistletoe, to wouldst thou force the spirits of the evening breeze, minister to thy fire free? Know that with such desires thou canst but attract the weak, not the strong. And in that case, the weak will have power over thee. 21. In the true religion there is no sect. Therefore take heed that thou blaspheme not the name by which another knoweth his God. For if thou do this thing in Jupiter, thou wilt blaspheme. In Osiris, Yod, ask and ye shall have, seek and ye shall find, knock, it shall be opened unto you.
Two ended up dying, and they figured out why they died. They thought that there was like a poisonous chemical.
Be thou therefore prompt and active as the sylphs, but avoid frivolity and caprice. Be energetic and strong like the salamanders, but avoid irritability and ferocity. Be flexible and attentive to images like the undines, but avoid idleness and changeability. Be laborious and patient like the gnomes, but avoid grossness and avarice. 20. So shalt thou gradually develop the powers of thy soul, and fit thyself to command the spirits of the elements. Forbid thou the sonic gnomes to pander to thy avarice. Thou wouldst no longer command them, but they would command thee. Wouldst thou abuse the pure beings of the woods and mountains to fill thy coffers and satisfy thy hunger of gold? Wouldst thou debase the spirits of living fire to serve thy iron ice Wouldst thou violate the purity of the souls of the waters to pander to thy lust of debauchery? Wouldst thou force the spirits of the evening breeze to minister to thy folly and caprice? Know that with such desires thou canst but attract the weak, not the strong, and in that case the weak will have power over thee. 21! In a true religion there is no sex, therefore take heed that thou blaspheme not the name by which another knoweth his God. For if thou do this thing in Jupiter, thou wilt blaspheme HB, foe, HB, Yod, and Osiris, HB, foe, HB, Yod, ask and ye shall have, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you.
Do good unto others for its own sake, not for reward, not for gratitude from them, not for sympathy. If thou art generous, thou wilt not long for thine ears to be tickled by expressions of gratitude. 12. Remember that unbalanced force is evil. That unbalanced severity is but cruelty and oppression. But that also unbalanced mercy is but weakness which would allow and abet evil, act passionately, think rationally, be thyself. 14. True ritual is as much action as word. It is will. 14. Remember that this earth is but an atom in the universe, and that thou thyself art but an atom thereon. And that even couldst thou become the god of this earth, whereon thou crawlest and grovellest, that thou wouldest, even then, be but an atom, and one amongst many. 15. Nevertheless, have the greatest self-respect, and to that end sin not against thyself. The sin which is unpardonable is knowingly and willfully to reject truth, to fear knowledge, lest that knowledge pander to thy prejudices. To obtain magical power, learn to control thought, admit only those ideas that are in harmony with the end desired, and not every stray and contradictory idea that presents itself.